All right, how's it going, everyone? Oh God. There we go. Let's go ahead and get that quiet. So, how's it going, everyone? Famine 52 or Famine Plays Pocket Monsters back again. I have a couple of things that I want to do real quick before we actually get going. That was the wrong one. That is going to be the first thing right there for the Twitch people. I'm going to go ahead and pin that just so we are aware of it. And I'm also going to go ahead and do the same thing over on YouTube. Give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and pin that over there as well. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Now, theoretically, we should be good to go. I don't know where to put this. Let's go ahead and put this right there. Oh, and there is one more thing I actually want to try. I want to see what that does. Is it not going to do anything? What if I do it from this account? It is apparently going to do nothing. All right. So, that is neither here nor there. How's it going, everyone? Famine Plays Pocket Monsters back again. I have added a few new thingamabobs to the thingamajig. First of all, we should be able to actually interact with the dragon now. Her name is Thunder. Say hi to Thunder. She is going to be a little stream along thingamajig, so that should be entertaining. Other than that, I have added some new music to the playlist. Namely, I have added some Expedition 33 to the playlist. So we shall see how that goes. But mainly, we are still here in Area 7. Like the pinned message on both Twitch and YouTube are saying, I am a bit low energy today. I had a, honestly, oddly rough day at work today. I can't wait to get out of that shop and get to someplace new. Whether or not the new place will actually be any better for my mental health and well-being is yet to be seen. However, I am very much not enjoying where I currently am. So anything, it's kind of one of those things where the grass is always greener, right? Stuck in a position where I'm not necessarily enjoying myself and don't particularly care for my bosses. So that is weighing down on me, and today was just particularly rough. That being said, I should get a prediction going. Let's go ahead and get a prediction going for 8 o'clock. And I think, if I remember correctly, we should be getting relatively close to odds. So that should be good. Yeah, so we'll see how we're doing today, how long I'm going to last. I would like to be able to stream at least until we get one of our target shinies. Which is, of course, going to be Audino, Vanillish, or Hippopotas. And that being said, if I get one of those in the next, 5 minutes, I'm not going to end stream or anything. But honestly, it was a little bit of a chore to get stream ready tonight. I'm not mentally here, which is the unfortunate thing. But I still did want to stream. I still did want to go live. I still did want to get some hunting in, see what we could do. A shiny Aldino. That is a great question. I don't actually know. I was told yesterday that shiny Aldino is actually a little purple. So I will be just as surprised to find out what shiny Aldino looks like when it shows up, as I think you will be. But welcome in, Hot Dog. How are you doing tonight? You doing anything fun or productive over on your end? I'm just running in and out of Zone 7 here. Ever, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. What have you been up to today? Ever since we had a little bit of a mishap over in Jade's stream. It's currently 7:47 for me, and you're still on that PLA grind. Were you able to complete Cherubi yet, or are you still working on that one? Okay, those are supposed to be going off every like 8 minutes. I feel like that particular dragon one is going off like every 2, so I might need to adjust that. Yeah, how's the grind going in PLA? What are we what decks are we trying to complete right now? Got Cherubi and Cherum. Currently working on Apom, which only requires 15 to jump out of trees. Very well. Over there in Texas, it is 9:49. Very well, very well. Hopefully your evening has been good, grand, and productive. Hopefully you remember to eat and hydrate yourself and all of that. Ooh, and your Mime Jr. needs a few more uses of Mimic. Very nice. Okay, we've been kind of experiencing a heat wave here in California, like the last week or two. I think today was the coolest it has been in quite some time, and it still hit like low 90s. Which, I mean, I'm assuming for Texas ain't much, but for California, the last couple of years, our summers, at least in the area that I have been in, only been getting up to like the high 80s. Haven't actually really been cresting 90 all that much. So definitely been a little bit of a kick in the pants, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I wanted to go live honestly like 2-3 hours ago, but when got home from work, went to kind of defrag from work, and just sat on my couch, passed out, and just didn't want to get back up. It's been one of those sorts of days. And we do have our first ad break happening in about 40 seconds. So when that goes off, I will be continuing to run through Area 7 here, trying to get something to spawn in shiny. If I happen to get anything, I will stop playing until y'all come back from ads. But after this first ad, which I think should only be about 1.5 minutes, we have 3-minute ads that run every hour. So we shouldn't need to worry about those for quite some time. Well, y'all are about to enter into ads, so I will see y'all shortly. Oh, these are 3 minutes of ads. Oh, good lord. Yesterday, the first ad run was only 1.5 minutes. I apologize. Now, while you guys are in there, I'm going to try to extend these timers real quick. Go ahead and set that to 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and set this one to 20. And where did my audio go? Hello? Audio? There we go. Alright, and welcome back from that ad break. I do apologize about that. I thought that I had set that up for the first little ad roll to be, to only be like 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, but apparently Twitch wanted to make that 3 minutes, so I do apologize about that. However, with that being done, we shouldn't need to worry about ads for about another hour. So that is a positive thing. And while y'all were away, I did in fact try to change the timer for some of the Nightbot auto commands. So hopefully that should be a thing that is now fine and dandy. Also, I know that the Nightbot command has already come up multiple times, unfortunately. However, the little dragon on screen, you should be able to kind of go over the stream and interact with the little pop-out that appears. And if you want to, you could throw some of your channel coins her way and do various things. I'm not quite sure what. Let's see if I can actually do something with my Thingamabob. Let's go ahead and throw this at her. I don't know what that did. Yeah, I don't know what that did. That did something. But what it was, I couldn't tell you. Looked like she leveled up a little bit or something in the like. Who knows? Actually, you know what? I just realized I probably could have done that on my main account. Completed Mime Jr. Very nice, very nice. Ooh, there is a wild Baneri in chat. I'm going to go ahead and try to post that, see if that does anything. I don't think that it will. Let's go ahead and do that. And then do that. So do you still need to complete Mr. Mime? And I don't believe Mr. Rhyme is in PLA, but if he is, you need to complete that one as well. Or was Mime Jr. the last one that you needed to futz around with? I don't know why I just tried to catch that Baneri. I don't need any more rabbits. How about this? How many more Pokemon in PLA do you need to perfect? Is it more or less than half the decks? Too many? Fair. You know, I recorded a playthrough of PLA, and then once I finished the playthrough, like I was putting it up on YouTube and the like, but I ended up stopping that for reasons of laziness, if we're being perfectly honest. But my plan was to at some point go through and like live stream me completing the decks of that game, like getting the shiny charm and perfecting everything and everyone. That obviously never happened. It is still in the cards, but I don't think that will ever actually happen. So there's 242 in the decks. You've completed about 75. If half would be 121. You're about a third of the way through, which isn't that bad. It's better than me. I believe my account, I think I only have like at most 15 perfected. Scizor is complete except defeating it 5 times, which would be fine if it spawns somewhere other than just space-time and the Icelands. Fair. I could be wrong about this. I probably am wrong about this. You definitely have a better knowledge of the game than I do. However, doesn't Scizor have a chance to spawn with Scyther during massive mass outbreaks? And isn't there somebody in I was just about to call it Jubilife Village. Is it Jubilife Village? I don't know. But isn't there someone in like the main hub village that that you can battle and they sometimes use the Scyther? Only Cleavor in the outbreaks. That's obnoxious. Why would they do that? Alright, so for check time, that is going to be a no on the shiny. Which means I have failed. I have failed myself. But let's go ahead and set up another prediction for 8:30. As for what I am hunting, I am currently hunting the Hippo, I am hunting Audino, and I am hunting Vanillish. All here in Zone 7 right now. And then once we complete Zone 7, I will be running around doing like 5 of the side quests in the city before moving on to Zone 8 and doing all of the fun, angry Pokemon there in Zone 8. And then so on and so forth. But we ran around here yesterday for 4 hours. Yeah, thank you. It's all part of the challenge. But yeah, we ran around here yesterday for 4 hours. We got nothing in the zone other than a Pidgey on a lamppost outside. So theoretically, we should be like getting at odds, or we are at odds. So theoretically, we should be relatively there. It's just a matter of something spawning. And Ever, you've hunted in both PLA and ZA, right? If so, which one do you find the easier hunting, and which one do you prefer? Because just because one might be easier than the other doesn't necessarily mean that that is the one that you prefer. And if you want to break a ZA down into like pre-DLC and post-DLC, I completely understand, because post-DLC hunting is a completely different beast. So hunting is more of a thing in ZA, more specific Pokemon, where PLA feels more get lucky. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that, because like right now, I know what I can't spawn. Like, I'm not going to find like a wild Gabite while I'm running through this area. That's just not going to happen. So I am definitely, even though I am getting unlucky, I'm definitely more target hunting than you can in PLA. So I can definitely see that. Getting Charm is much easier in PLA than ZA. Is that still the case even after hyperspace stuff going towards Shiny Charm? Because honestly, I saw the what is the last hurdle for PLA? Is it 10,000 points? Like 1,000,000 points or something like that? I remember seeing that and like getting overwhelmed by it. I remember seeing or hearing that I need 1,000 battles on top of a few other things to get it in ZA, and my brain didn't go like, oh, that's insurmountable. My brain went, oh, that's just a little bit more grind than like your average person is going to be willing to put in, but that is roughly the amount of grind that I would just naturally put in for gameplay. Unsure you didn't look too much into the hyperspace research? Fair, fair, fair. Are you kidding me? Guys, my headset didn't charge. Oh yeah, I completed PLA. I completed the decks, I didn't complete the research. So yeah. Well, I say I completed the decks. I didn't actually get Shaman or Darkrai. Just because the file that I was playing on didn't have the associated games required. But yeah, I completed the decks. Oh no, Twitch, what are you doing? And to get the charm, you only need to reach research level 10 or equivalent with all 242. Yeah. Like, you don't actually need to get rank 10 with all of them, right? Like, you could perfect like X amount, and like the point total would still accumulate, right? You don't have to be a specific star rank. I thought the shiny charm was the reward for reaching star rank 10. Interesting. Interesting. Then what's the reward for star rank 10? I just kind of made an assumption. I guess I was incorrect in that assumption. A party? Really? I've done an insurmountable thing and you're going to throw me a mochi party with tea? Oh. Very well, very well. That was a while ago. Fair, fair, fair. I will say this. While playing that game, I definitely had the desire to go out and try potato mochi. I never did, but I definitely had the desire to go try some. So you have like 250 hours in the file and like 5 boxes of shinies. Nice. Nice. That is some nice little entry level work right there. I congratulate you. So from what I could understand, mochi is in general, at least known to us in the West. We know it more as like a dessert type item. But it's a kneaded dough with a filling of some sort. So I would only assume that like potato mochi would be like the dough would be like made out of like potato and like kneaded together and like softened and the like. But I would definitely be intrigued to try it. just because of how many times they have it in that game, it may be one. I'll be real. I'll be real. I am the sort of person that while I'm watching Naruto, I suddenly get an intense craving for ramen. And there are various other shows that, like, if they're like eating something consistently on the show, like my brain will be like, well, you gotta try it. So I think that's what happened to me while I was playing PLA. You have bizarre food allergies? That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, if you're allergic to various things, it is best to like not experiment with new food. Which is a bit unfortunate, but hey, you gotta be safe. To a certain extent, I'm kind of allergic to everything. Ooh, a Comfey's in chat. Stand by. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. If I do this, okay, I find food that's safe, that I enjoy, and just order that all the time, to be honest. And honestly, that is probably the safe thing to do. What I mean by I'm essentially allergic to everything, God, 11 years ago at this point, I had a bit of a medical hiccup, and I was prescribed Augmentin for tonsillitis, even though I don't have tonsils. And I was told that it might mess with my system for a couple days. It has been 11 years. And essentially anything that I eat, I need to know where the bathroom is, what the closest, what the fastest route is, and so on and so forth. So I definitely feel the desire and the need to avoid certain foods. I just unfortunately learned that it doesn't matter what I eat. So the way I avoid my allergy is I don't eat in public. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. It might be different, but it's very similar, at least in application. If not results. And yeah, it sucks. I've gotten used to it. I've been able to like kind of work around it. Oddly enough, there was a day that I was able to use it to get out of work while still getting a full day's pay. At the warehouse that I'm currently working at, last year for 4th of July, they insisted on everybody like eating lunch in the warehouse as like a collective whole. Ooh, I never actually voted for this check time. Whoops. But yeah, they insisted that everybody eat lunch as a collective whole in the warehouse. And when I told them that I would rather not, that it is safer for everybody if I don't, they essentially threatened me with corrective action. So I was like, okay, I'll eat, but I am not responsible for what happens afterward. So I ate the lunch, and before the lunch break was even over, I looked at my boss and I was like, and this is why I didn't want to eat. I will go be in the bathroom for the next 4 hours. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, I have a weird stomach thing where when I eat, weird things happen. and that's why I was trying to avoid eating. And I essentially I spent the next like 30-45 minutes in the bathroom before I came out, and my boss saw me and he was like, "Oh, it's that sort of thing. Okay, that's on us. You're essentially useless to us today, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I tried to warn you." And he was like, "Okay, go ahead and take the rest of the day off. I'll make sure you get paid for it. I'm sorry for insisting that you eat with us." And I was like, "Yes, sir." Ooh. Ooh, okay, let's see if I can see what this does this time. Oh, you fed him a cookie! Or you fed her a cookie. What does it do? She ate the cookie. Leveled her up a little bit. Oh, and she says that you gave her a sugar rush. How cute. Thank you for interacting with Thunder. That is precisely why I have her there, for people to use their ride coins to interact with her. I know that there are bits and things that you can throw at her. Please don't ever feel the need to do that. While I do appreciate it, it is definitely not necessary. And she is supposed to talk. Did I turn off her talking function? I might have. Let me go ahead and take a look at that. No, that's still talking. Oh no! Dragon turned into a cookie and then got some numbers, and then went back to being a dragon. It's very cute. You know what? Fair. Fair. It's definitely an interesting thing. Like the little dragon message says, I don't know what it's supposed to do. I just thought that it would be a little bit of fun interaction for stream. So yeah, thank you for interacting with her. Much appreciated. But before the ZA DLC came out, I was on a mission to get a living alpha dex. Fun. So you got everything except for the sail fossil dino. Got it. Well, congrats on that. You might not have finished in the way you wanted, but that is still a bit of a chore, so congrats on all of that. Once I finish with the main challenge here, which I'm sure it has popped up in stream already. But the main challenge here is to get every shiny before each rank up and bring them to their maximum Evo stage. So that is the challenge that we are doing. But once I'm done with that challenge, I plan on honestly taking all of the Pokemon that I have on this file, plopping them into home, and then be it with... Oh, hey. Oh, no, that's just the odds. But be it with like Shiny Charm and or Hybrid Dimensions, I plan on building myself a shiny living alpha dex as well. That is definitely a chore, and you made it further than a lot of people I've seen in other people's streams. Working on a living dex in home. That's a very slow grind. Yes. Yes, it is. Fortunately, though, if I understand things correctly, with the release of ZA and its DLC, every Pokemon, all 1025, should now be available on the Switch. So for people like me who I don't necessarily have access, or at least easy access to like the 3DS games, like that makes that a lot easier to do. And when I say every Pokemon, I mean every Pokemon except for possibly some of the mythicals, which a lot of those are shiny locked anyway. Stand by. That is a great question. I am now intrigued. I'm going to Google this. A cast form is available on the Nintendo Switch, specifically in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It is not available in any other game, though. So it is available in BDSP. Honestly, I didn't necessarily know that either. However, you asked about cast form, and my brain instantly went to BDSP. You got yours from Go. Fair, fair, fair. I just realized I'm running around with a dead Talonflame. Let's go ahead and heal that. So you say that you dislike BDSP. I have a question for you. Did you play Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum when they were released, or did you play them on their original platform? Is essentially what I'm asking. You still have Platinum for the DS. Okay. So, the reason why I ask is because the only interaction I have had with Diamond, Pearl, and or technically Platinum, even though I don't think Platinum I could technically lump into this, has been with BDSP. I did not play it on the DS. So with that being the case, I played through BDSP, and I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I really liked it. I had a lot of fun with it. But my theory has always been that the people who say that they didn't necessarily care for BDSP are the people that did play it in its original form. And they didn't change enough, or the things that they did change were not for the better. So that is why the people that have the nostalgic interaction with it don't care for BDSP. But because it was my first time interacting with that story, I didn't necessarily know any better. So, Like, there, I had nothing to compare it against. BDSP has its perks, especially with Ramada's Park legendaries not being shiny locked, but to get those, it is an absurd grind. So at 730 hours in ZA, with, I'm going to say, well over 200 shinies, with close to, if not over 200 of those being just phases, the grind doesn't bug me. Like, the grind is, for me, is just part of the game. So that might be why that aspect of it never really bothered me, is because, like, that's just Pokemon. I grew up with Gen 1. I grew up before like before XP share. I grew up like needing to switch trade all my Pokemon, and like needing to like bash my head against the wall to like figure things out. So like, to me, Pokemon is grind. By the way, there is a clang in chat if you want to take a look at that. And there are some graphic design they did that you didn't care for. Fair, fair, fair. I will not dissuade anybody from disliking the chibi effects that they did in BDSP. The chibi effect was an interesting choice. Not for everybody. It did take me probably 5 hours of gameplay for me to like look at BDSP and not see the chibi. So I definitely understand that. And yes, it is an absurd amount of shinies. Way too many. Oh, none of us caught the clang. That is unfortunate. I keep on using Great Balls because I forget which one of my accounts has actually gotten the event Gastrodon. So I keep on trying to get it on both. But I know one of the accounts has the event Gastrodon. I just can't check it out. If they remade Gen 2 for the Switch, would I prefer something similar to Let's Go or something similar to Legends? That is a very interesting question. I have wanted Let's Go Johto since completing Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So the idea of a Let's Go Johto game is a desire that I've wanted for, what would that be, 7 years now? So if they announced a Let's Go Johto game, I would not be disappointed. However, I like what they are doing with the Legends games. I don't necessarily know if I would classify the Legends games as mainline games, even though I know the Pokemon Company does. But I like that they experiment with Legends. Ooh, you fed her again. Much appreciated. I did not get this sound notification for it that time, though. I wonder why. The dragon gets a carrot to counteract the cookie sugar. Fair. Depending on what story they decided to tell for a Legends Johto, like if they told the story of the what's it called, of the Bronze and Tin Tower, I believe it is, and like how those burned down and the creation of the legendary beasts. Got it. So the sound did play for you. Good to know. But what I was saying is I've wanted Let's Go Johto since Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee completed for me. So I would love a Let's Go Johto game. That being said, I love what they are doing with the Legends games. I don't necessarily view them as mainline games like Pokemon Company and Game Freak would like me to, but I like that they are experimenting more with game mechanics in the Let's Go or in the Legends games. So I could definitely see like me enjoying a Legends Johto. Especially if they told the story of like the towers burning down and the creation of the legendary beasts and so on and so forth. But other than them telling that story, I don't know what story they could tell and have it be compelling for a Legends game. That doesn't really answer your question, but hopefully it shows you both sides of the fence that I'm currently standing on when it comes to a Johto remake. Where do you stand? Would you rather it be Let's Go, or would you rather it be Legends? And if you do want Legends, like what sort of story would you want them to tell? I forgot that I added Expedition 33 into this playlist. Oh, that's fun. Ooh, it has been check time for the last 4 minutes, and I have not taken a look at anything. Let's go ahead and check around here. No shiny flowers. No shiny hippos. No shiny kakuna. No shiny Pidgey. What about a shiny carp? No shiny carp. That is unfortunate. Alright, so let's go ahead and set another prediction for 9. Let's go ahead and remember to vote this time. Alright, now. You like Let's Go, except the motion controls can be a little janky. If it were to be a Legends game, I think I'd like something like Elm's Journey. Maybe the burning of the towers and the creation of the lighthouse. Fair, yeah. That is... We're essentially all on the same page right there. I feel like it's been 7 years since Let's Go was made and released, so I feel like the motion controls would be a lot easier or a lot more intuitive than they were back for Pikachu and Eevee. But there are some interesting stories that they could tell in a Legends setting. The one that I will personally never understand is why are people asking for a Legends Galar? Like, Galar was just released a few years ago. Like, let Galar rest, let it breathe before we go back to Britain. If they did do it as Let's Go, they should let us use the Pro Controller. Yes. Yes. I unfortunately think that if they did go... Let's be real, all Pokemon games released on the Switch from here on out are going to be getting released on the Switch too. However, I feel like the Pro Controller would kind of, by necessity, make it so that it has to be on the Switch 2. Because while they didn't update much from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, at least in terms of the Pro Controller, the radial controls for the Pro Controller for the Switch 2 are a lot better than they were for the original Switch. Yeah, the last time Johto was remade was Heart Gold Soul Silver for Gen 4, and that was close to 20 years ago now, right? Or is it closer to 15 than 20? And you know that if they remake Johto, they're remaking Kanto as well, right? Because you can't remake Gen 2 without throwing Kanto in there. But that right there is why I feel like they would go more the route of Legends than the route of Let's Go. Because if they do go the route of Legends, they could tell the full region's story of both Kanto and Johto, like in the Legends game. Whereas if they do go Let's Go, they've already told the story of Kanto in a Let's Go game. So I don't think they're going to do that again. The original Diamond and Pearl were released over 20 years ago. Whoo! And another Kanto remake would be fine if Johto was included. Yes. And honestly, at this point, if we're remaking Kanto, whether it be like for a Gen 2 remake, or heaven forbid, another Gen 1 remake, and I say heaven forbid as a massive Gen 1 fan, give us the Sevi Islands. Like, those should not be locked away purely to Fire Red and Leaf Green. Give us back the Sevi Islands. Can I get something to shine before my headset dies? Because even though I had it on the charger, it apparently didn't charge last night, and it is very mad at me right now. Redo Johto and Kanto, or redo Johto, add Kanto back, and include the islands. I like the islands. Yes. I personally have yet to experience the islands, because even though I have... Let's see. Even though I have Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch, I am not past Cerulean City in either of those games. So I have yet to actually experience the Sevi Islands, but the little bit that I have seen of them, they deserve to be brought back into a modern game. They should not be locked away to Gen 3 remakes and their re-releases. And also, why are the Orange Islands an anime exclusive? The anime is supposed to be a game based off of the video game. Or it's supposed to be an anime based off of the video game. Why do they get their own special little, like, set of islands that are never in the video games? You don't have enough points to give Thunder more treats? Well, the best way to get those is to participate in the Gambas. Unfortunately, generally speaking, you're only gambling against my watch-along account. So if we both gamble the same way, you're not really going to get any points. But that is, other than just watching stream, that is going to be the best way to get them. Shiny Vanillish. Yes. Alright, let's go ahead and save. I need to evolve it. It's part of the challenge. It won't be evolved for quite some time though. Hey, come back here. Come back here. All right. I thought you were another one for a second there. So, any nature guesses? And congrats on the Panpour. Any nature guesses? I am going to go with bold. Unnoticed until I got into battle, but there is a weird double audio. Thank you for that. I don't know why that is happening. You know, I think I know what I'm going to need to do to fix that right now. And it means that we are not going to have the background music from various other games, unfortunately. So let me go ahead and get the game music back in. But I think what's happening is because I am simultaneously capturing my Switch's audio for the game and then the audio for my desktop for the background music, I think technically I'm getting a double feed of the game audio. So that is something that I have been trying to deal with and trying to futz around with, but it's being weird. I'm going to go with bold. For the Vanillite. Do you have a nature guess? Rash. All right. Serious. All right. So. Because it is eventually going to be more purple than pink. What happens if you guess the nature correctly? Absolutely nothing. It is just a little fun. A little fun thing. But because this thing is eventually going to be purple and Jade is keeping hers as Strawberry Queen, I'm naming this one Grape Queen. Although I think I should put an E there so that it's not Guap. Alright. So that right there is in fact a shiny. Let's go ahead and do... Let's go ahead and go to 9 o'clock. And see if we get anything else. My headset is dying and I am still relatively low in energy, so we at least got one, which is very nice, and I am very glad about that. It only took 5 hours. Guap. You know what? Fair. Fair. That is honestly probably what it was. Which is why I added the E, just to like differentiate it and make it know that it was supposed to be great, just in like, ooh, how's it going? You came in at the weirdest time. I've never done that before in my life. But welcome in, welcome in. You are coming in kind of at the end of stream. Because I am incredibly low energy right now. I had a day at work. We are going for another 12 minutes or so. And here's the thing. Your name does seem familiar. I can't place it. I am going to go with you followed with Cog, right? You just came to wish me good luck. I appreciate the wish of luck. And hey, I did remember. That is going to be a lot harder to do if I ever get more than like 40 followers. But welcome in, welcome in. How is your night going? How are the raccoons? Are they being menaces as always? Made bets to fight people in Pokemon. Oh no, yeah, I know. I will eventually be there. We got ourselves a shiny ice cream cone. If that's any consolation to your menacing raccoons. You want to hunt them. Don't do that. You never know what sort of diseases they are carrying and what sort of stuff they are going to like put into you. And you're probably gonna head out. Your better half will be heading home from work shortly, so I will need to start dinner. Fair. And you have a good night ever. We have ads in a minute. No, we don't. I'm going to go ahead and snooze those because we are only going to be going for about another 10 anyway. You have a good night ever. Have a good dinner. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for feeding Thunder. That is greatly appreciated. And Edmund, they are Thank you for the luck on the future shinies. I will definitely need it. But raccoons are interesting creatures. They tend to find you and get you where you're not protected. Well, yeah, you work as a night guard. You have some level of protection. But do you duct tape your pants to the inside of your boots? No? Well, then when you go to punt one, another one's going to come up and bite you in your ankle that is no longer protected by your pants. Oh, and there goes my headset audio. Okay. So Edmund, I'm going to require your assistance to tell me if you hear the shiny noise. But you had a bomb threat not too long. I feel like you told me this the last time you were in stream. Not the bomb threat. Okay. Then did you just say that you had to get more security because of reasons? Because I knew that you guys had more security, and that kind of screwed someone over. Well, screwed someone over who broke in and was trying to do malicious things. But you didn't actually tell me why you had the added security. Okay. Well, hopefully it was an unfounded threat. That's right. The virus that led to a drug ring being found. That is still an insane story. Got the majority fixed. All right. As somebody who dabbles with computers, I definitely don't know as much as my family thinks I do, but as somebody who dabbles with computers, I can only imagine that your guys' network had to be either completely offline or very much neutered for quite some time as that was getting fixed. So hopefully, you guys are back up to a point where it is no longer a hindrance. Yep. And also know the drug thing was because of... Oh, that's right! That's right! You had a high raccoon! Or, I'm sorry, a tweaking raccoon. Is there a difference between high and tweaking? I am 36 years old and I don't dabble in that particular side of recreation, so I don't know if there's actually a difference in the terminology. Weird coworker. The only thing that I can remember about your coworkers is that they had like an underground, like black market drug ring. I don't know if you told me anything more. At least I don't remember if you told me anything more. It's very possible that you did. You told me so many stories last time that they are blending together. I mean, yeah, obviously. And even if you did try to tell me the name, I would instantly delete that message because, hey, we're on the internet. that should not be living on the internet. But she's always my coworker in the shift, and she had... Okay. Okay. I do remember you telling me about the female that you work with. I don't remember hearing that. Yep. She's always eating Chinese food. But I think other than that, I don't remember you telling me much more about her. Interesting, okay. During shift or like after shift? Oh, good lord. Oh, good. Okay. I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Why do I still have these on? I don't need these on. They're not giving me any sort of audio. A wild blip bug appears. Hey, you know, sometimes those sort of coworkers are a necessity to make it through the monotony of a work shift that would otherwise be the same thing day in, day out, every single day. So definitely can't complain about that, right? You know, I'm almost scared to ask, but what do you mean by she helps with the raccoons? Oh, she helps take them outside. Okay. That is oddly more tame than the answer I was expecting. Although I don't quite know what answer I was expecting, so take what I just said with a grain of salt. Yeah, having a coworker that is able to help you with the monotony as well as the I'm going to say the obnoxious part of your job is very beneficial. Oh, hi coworker. Hi. How are you? Hope you guys are having a good night. We're just doing some shiny hunting here. Oh, fun. Wait, you're watching me at work? Sir, get back to work. You have a very important job. I know it's boring and monotonous and you do the same thing all the time and you just need to listen for alarms. But be attentive. But that is 9 o'clock. So let's go ahead and do a run around here. I am going to need to look for sparkles because I am not getting any audio. No, I don't see any sparkles. Boss is watching too. Hi, boss. Hi. Thank you for having a cool work environment. But that is no shinies, and unfortunately my headset is dead, and I wasn't planning on streaming long anyway this evening. We did get ourselves a shiny Vanillish here. So that is good. Glad that we were able to get something. So that being said, I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully I will be more energy tomorrow. Hopefully work doesn't kick my ass as bad as it did today. However, thank you so much for joining me. Get back to work. Enjoy yourselves. But not too much. But yeah, bye guys. I will see you next time, and stay safe. Bye. 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 Come on, stream.